Psalms 19. Now you'll find a lot of this in the Old Testament, and I understand why they, when you translate in Hebrew over to English, you have a lot of filler words that they put in to help us to understand it. Hallelujah! Yeah, get a picture in blowing the show. So, Psalms 19, verse 7. These are the first three words in Psalms 119.
119 or 19?
19, I'm sorry. Yeah, right there, please. The first three verses in Psalms 19, verse 7. And the words are Torah, Yahuwah, Tamim. Torah, Yahuwah, Tamim. And they translate that in English, the law of NIV, King James. The law of the Lord is perfect. That's how they had it translated. But if you really think about this, this verse, the law of Yahuwah is perfect, reviving the soul. And the verse always kind of bothered me. It's just, I think now that Yah's the Spirit was prompting me to look deep, to scratch beyond the surface and see something. Torah Yahuwah Tamim. Torah Yahuwah Tamim. Torah Yahuwah Tamim. See, we have the same thing here that we have in the New Testament. Is that Torah, teaching, Yahuwah Tamim. This is talking about a person. This is talking about, say, okay, how would I prove that? And Yeshua, it's all over scripture, but I'll just throw a few things out. That's a person. And the way you can tell simply is this. If, oh boy, it's a lot of good verses that would verify this. But I always give the example of here you have a lady, and she walks in the room, and all of a sudden you notice she's sticking out in the front. The first thing, whoa, she's been with a man. Okay? They've been cohabitating, and what happens is when that happens, you're going to get some fruit. It's going to produce something. Okay? And that's what Yah is trying to tell us. When in other words, you cannot be in the presence of Yah and not be transformed. If you come into his presence, it's going to affect you. It's like if you go hanging out with the wrong people, guess what? In most cases, they're going to rub off on you before you rub off on them. Now, in some instances, you get it the other way, but somebody's going to affect somebody. You get me? Somebody's going to be affected by those that they hang around. See, and that's exactly what this is saying. So as you hang out with Torah, Yahuwah, Tamim, it converts the soul. It changes you. See? So, like I say, a lot of times we're getting all caught up in we get all caught up in the mechanics, and there it is. It's a person again. It's a person that we want to get to know. It's a person that when we come into fellowship and communion with, we become transformed. We take on his likeness and his image because we're in fellowship. It's pretty exciting. I think this puts the icing on the cake for me when I share something like this. And this is basically just something I've been meditating on off and on, but I could probably go a lot deeper into the study. But go over to Matthew. Let's look at that. Now listen at this. This is powerful here. Somebody gonna shout when I read this. Man, This is amazing. Matthew chapter 10. Now let me read this. Verse 24. It says, a student is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for a student to be like his teacher. It is enough for a student to be like his teacher and the servant like his master. Now let me ask y'all a question. When y'all were in school, was the goal of the teacher's instruction was to make you like the teacher? I don't recall that ever. Was the goal of the instruction of the teacher is to make you like the teacher? No, it was just to teach you something that the teacher teaches. But see, Yeshua, it ain't that way. The example is for us to be like him. To be transformed into his likeness. To emulate him. That's the purpose of instruction. I mean, you see it there? I mean, when I saw it, I'm like, wow. That's what Yah wants for us. He don't want some abstract thing or just, hey, you learn this and you'll be fine. No. He set the prime example for us to emulate him and to walk in his footsteps. And he wants us to attain a thing greater than himself. Even. He says, you know, greater works what you do. See? So the example is what the Apostle Paul, what did the Apostle Paul say? Follow me as I follow Messiah. See, so our goal in life is to emulate the master teacher and to be transformed into frontline soldiers just like himself. I'll read it one more time. I don't think y'all get it. Thought somebody was going to jump off the screen. A student is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for a student to be like his teacher. They never taught us that. And a servant like his master. If the head of the household has been called Beelzebub, how much more the members of his household? That's not so much my point, but I think you see it. Yeshua is the master teacher, and the whole purpose of instruction is to be like the teacher. Not to have some abstract, oh, just, you know. No. It's a relationship. Like I like the little thing that the Christians say. It's not, you know, it's not religion, it's relationship. And they're right about it. It's about communing with Yah and being in relationship with him. Truth is not an abstract belief, but a person. So you should say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. The person. Okay.